Do you constantly feel like you are running around in your practice and not earn enough money? Well, in this recording, I'm going to be talking to Lorraine. Lorraine is our superstar of the month, and she is going to talk to you all about how she changed her mindset and her systems in order to spend more time working on her practice and has already seen some financial rewards already. So let's get started. So today I am joined by Lorraine. Lorraine, if you could just give us your name and your practice, that would be brilliant.
My name is Lorraine Marshall. The practice is LM Accounting.
And we are here today because you are a superstar of the month. Obviously there's been lots of we always choose somebody that's been involved in lots of things. So you've provided lots of help and support to the community. I know that you've probably completed more actions and set more actions this month or last month than you have done, and that's probably one of the reasons why we're having the conversation. But aside from that, there are things like creating initial call sheets for different types of customers. You've changed your onboarding process in Client Engager. Um, but where I wanted to really start with you was that one of the things that we had noticed is that you had started using Coach Accountable, which is our software that helps us hold our members accountable quite a bit more. So, do you want to just sort of talk about what was going on before, why you perhaps weren't using it, and then go from there?
Yeah, sure. So previously with Coach Accountable, I think I'd just seen it as like a tool that I should put actions in when we'd have meetings. You might say, don't forget to put it in there, or we'd had, in-person events, and I'd put the event in, the action in there, but wouldn't actually necessarily keep checking up on it. And for me, it wasn't always front of mind. I'd sort of do it ad hoc. And I think the change came when I put an action into Client Engager on a weekly basis. And now I think it's more often, it's every few days to clear an action in Coach Accountable. So that was the first thing that I made it more regular, more of a habit. So I tend to work on processes and systems. So if I've got a habit, and then it will just kind of start to stick. So that was the first thing. And the second thing was I changed how I started using it in there. Instead of just putting ad hoc actions, I then started to group them under various headings like pricing, I don't know, practice improvements, what have you. And then I could look at a particular area to move that one on rather than just like picking a random one, or what's a quick one I can get rid of, and doing it that way. So I probably just was a bit more intelligent about using it, I suppose.
So if I were to put words in your mouth, so basically what you're using Coach Accountable for is working on the practice. So perhaps that was taking a bit of a back seat to all the kind of other stuff that you were doing, and now that you are putting more actions into Coach Accountable that relate to working, improving the practice, so pricing and systems and processes, and that's where you've started to use it. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think the other week you said something about put aside, was it 20 minutes or half an hour to do something to do with your practice? And I quite like that, to say at the end of the day, check Coach Accountable, see if there's something I could just tick off in half an hour, and then that would move another thing forward. So I think that worked well for me, to keep that front of mind.
So do you think by implementing this process, which I think, as I said to you earlier on, systems and processes I love to talk about, but do you think by implementing this system or this process that you are now making more inroads into achieving the practice that you want to do? Is it helping?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I can see things moving along. So whereas before, there's always enough client work to fill the gaps, always. So now by me carving out a little bit of time for me, for my practice, for what I want, it's moving that along as well. Whereas before, that was always on the back burner. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that when, and I never did. So
So again, so you're putting stuff off. You've now
yeah,
got a system to help you do it using Coach Accountable and Client Engager at the same time, which is then driving stuff forward within the practice.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest impact so far that's had?
Definitely on pricing. I'm not there by a long stretch, as you well know, but I spent some time going through a certain section of clients and repricing them. And yeah, that's definitely helped, and I can see the rewards for that already.
So setting the time out in your calendar or within the system that you've got is kind of
Yep.
like, I guess, the top tip for somebody to actually work on their practice. But also the flip side of that is that you are now earning more money because of the process that you've done. Is that
Yes. Yeah,
brilliant?
correct. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I mean, I probably can't ask for better than that. No, it's really good. And that, as I said to you, that's one of the reasons why. So the number of actions that we talk to people about aren't always important. It's making sure that people get them done. That is ultimately the step that people need. So
Yes.
thank you very much for being our superstar of the month. And as I say, mostly because of the amount of support that you give and the questions that you answer in the group, and also then taking action, which is obviously what we love to do. So thank you very much.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Couldn't do it without you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
That's all right.